So hi, my name is Greta, and I am an actor and writer in the Twin Cities, and with Spotlight Education I'm also a teaching artist and an evaluator. And right now I am here at beautiful Theater La Hamadou in Alexandria, where I am on tour with a show as an actor. Now, one way that you can get a job, well, particularly if you've been in the business for a while, you need to know that you have to go where the work is. It would be great if we could all sit at home and all the wonderful opportunities came our way. But especially early on in your career, you're going to need to go where the work is. So I spent the first 6 or 7 years of my career touring and working in regional theater. So I would go to unified auditions, or I would contact theaters directly, and I would audition to go to them, to bring my craft and my talent to them, wherever they were, whether they were in Vermont or whether they were in Tennessee, or whether they were touring around to theaters and I would be traveling in a bus. So touring theater is a really great way to get your feet wet sort of in this business. So there are lots of different ways that you can do that. You can do small tours where it's you and somebody else in a car. You can do medium-sized tours where there's a bunch of you in a van and a truck with the set behind you. Or you can do bus and truck tours where the whole cast goes in a bus together. There's a bus driver. If you're really lucky, you're on a rock and roll bus that has bunks in it, and then the set comes in a truck and there's a crew and they set it all up. But what you're doing is you're taking your show around to different venues around the country, and you would be paid a salary. You also generally have housing provided, so a hotel will be provided, and you'll get a per diem, which is a stipend to pay for your food. So that's a really great way to get a lot of work and to travel around and see the country. Or you can do regional theater, and that's a little more what this situation is at Theater La Hamadou, because the theater is set and I'm coming in here to work here for a while. I happen to be here for a week. Sometimes you go and do regional theater and you might be somewhere for a couple weeks or a month, and again, housing is provided. So depending on what the situation is here at La Hamadou, this year anyway, we are bringing some of our own items with us. So there's a room for me, and there's plumbing, and I'm bringing my own bedding and my own towels. There's a kitchen here, so we're bringing our own food. And my particular contract, I'm being paid a per diem. So as well as getting my salary from the producer to be here, housing is provided for me, and I am getting a per diem so that I can go buy my food. So I'm bringing, again, my talent to this theater that's sitting here, and the audience that's here. We are coming to them, and this would be called, this could be sort of a little mini tour. If after this we were going to a different theater, that would be a tour. Or it's regional theater, like if I'm coming and I'm going to sit down and do a show here for a while. So it's great and it's really fun, and if you have that sort of flexibility in your schedule. So the tricky thing about that is if you have kids or if you have pets, sometimes it's hard to leave them for a while. Personally, I have plants that I watered really well before I left, and I stopped my mail so that I can come and enjoy my time here. I brought my computer so I can still do all my freelance work while I'm here, but you get to sort of enjoy life and do theater away from the daily grind. So it's hard to be away from friends and family, and again, if you're on a big tour that might be several months long, that can be really challenging for people because you live with what you brought. And if you didn't bring a blanket and the temperature drops, you either have to buy a blanket or you have to bundle up. If it's too hot and you only brought sweatshirts, you've got to take off your sweatshirt or go to Target and buy a new shirt. So it's sometimes hard to think ahead and anticipate the needs that you might have when you're going to be gone living out of a suitcase. But some people really take to that, and I love that. I love the simplicity of my life when I have what's in my suitcase and I am responsible for what I'm going to do on that stage. So it's a great way, if you can find the flexibility in your life, to go where the theater is. The audience is waiting for you, and the producers at the local venue are eager to have you there, and every time it has its own challenges because you are not in your home, you're in someone else's home. But if you can find a way to do that, I guarantee, walk into it with an open heart and you're going to have a wonderful time.